Trump's road from January 6 back to the White House. On January 20, 2025, Donald Trump was inaugurated as the 47th President of the United States, marking a dramatic return to the White House after a tumultuous period filled with legal battles, political challenges, and a stark national divide. This report delves into the key events that shaped Trump's comeback, tracing his journey from the January 6, 2021 Capitol riots to his second inauguration.
Timeline of key events.
1. January 6, 2021, a mob of Trump supporters stormed the U.S. Capitol attempting to overturn the certification of Joe Biden's election victory.
This unprecedented act was widely condemned as a severe threat to American democracy.
2. January 2021 to May 2024, following the Capitol attack, Trump faced an array of legal issues, including multiple indictments and a conviction relating to his business practices. Many political analysts deemed his return to the presidency nearly impossible given these circumstances. 3. May 2024, Trump was convicted on felony charges, making history as the first sitting president to face such criminal allegations. He framed these charges as political persecution, which resonated with his base and bolstered his narrative of victimhood. 4. July 2024, Trump survived an assassination attempt during a campaign rally, further solidifying his image as a martyr among supporters. This event dramatically shifted public perception, rallying his base around him with renewed fervor. 5. January 20, 2025, Trump was inaugurated, immediately launching into a series of executive actions aimed at dismantling the policies of his predecessor Joe Biden. His first act was to pardon many involved in the January 6 riots,
signaling a clear repudiation of Biden's administration. The comeback narrative.
Trump's return to power was propelled by a combination of strategic messaging and leveraging public sentiment. Despite facing significant legal challenges, he managed to maintain a firm grip on the Republican Party and effectively mobilized his supporters around issues such as inflation, immigration, and national security. Analysts have noted that Trump's ability to portray himself as a victim of a corrupt system played a crucial role in galvanizing support. According to a PBS documentary titled Trump's Comeback, political commentators like Megyn Kelly expressed disbelief that Trump could return to the presidency following the chaos of January 6.
Yet Trump's resilience in the face of adversity, including multiple indictments, served to embolden his following.
As political biographer Mark Fisher remarked, "For most people, being arraigned is a low point, but for Trump,
it was an opportunity." Inauguration Day, a new beginning. Trump's inauguration was marked by a blend of solemnity and characteristic bravado. His inaugural address emphasized a return to common-sense governance and a promise to restore faith in American institutions. He stated America's decline is over, framing his presidency as a new dawn for the nation. This rhetoric appealed directly to his base, who felt disillusioned by the previous administration. Immediately after taking the oath of office, Trump signed a series of executive orders aimed at reversing Biden's policies. These actions included pardons for approximately 1,500 individuals connected to the January 6 events, which Trump described as hostages of a corrupt system. His aggressive start signaled a clear intention to reshape American governance and restore policies he believed had been undermined. Political implications. Trump's successful return to the White House illustrates the deep divisions within American politics. His ability to maintain a loyal voter base despite extensive legal troubles reflects a significant shift in political dynamics, where traditional barriers to political redemption appear to be collapsing. Political analysts have noted that Trump's comeback not only reshapes the Republican Party but also raises questions about the future of American democracy. His approach to governance, characterized by personal loyalty and retribution against political opponents, signals a potential shift toward an increasingly polarized political landscape. Conclusion.
Donald Trump's journey from the aftermath of the January 6 riots to his second inauguration is a testament to his tenacity and the fervent support he commands among his base. His ability to frame his challenges as personal attacks resonated deeply with voters, allowing him to navigate through unprecedented political turmoil. As Trump embarks on his new term, the implications for American politics, governance, and societal cohesion remain profound and uncertain.
With promises to restore America's greatness, Trump's second presidency is poised to further entrench the divisions that have come to define contemporary American politics.
Trump's path from the January 6 Capitol attack to his return to the White House in January 2025 is marked by a series of counterintuitive developments that defy conventional political wisdom. Here are some key points that highlight the unexpected aspects of this political saga. 1. Resilience in the face of indictments. Despite being the first sitting president to face multiple felony indictments, including charges related to the Capitol riot, Trump's political capital seemingly increased rather than diminished. Traditional political narratives suggest that criminal charges would ruin a politician's career. However, Trump managed to frame these legal issues as acts of political persecution, rallying his base around the notion of victimhood. This strategy proved effective in galvanizing his supporters and creating a narrative of resilience. 2. Assassination attempt as a political boost. The attempted assassination during a campaign rally in July 2024 could have derailed any candidate's campaign. Instead, it solidified Trump's image as a martyr for his cause, further endearing him to his supporters. The notion that an assassination attempt would enhance a political figure's standing is counterintuitive. Typically, such events provoke fear and lead to calls for caution. Yet for Trump, it reinforced his bravado and fighting spirit among his followers. 3. Immediate policy actions post-inauguration. Upon returning to the presidency, Trump swiftly moved to erase Biden's legacy through a series of pardons for January 6 rioters and a barrage of executive orders. The expectation might have been for a newly elected president to take a more cautious approach, perhaps focusing on unifying the country. Instead, Trump opted for aggressive moves that signaled a desire to reshape American institutions quickly. This sharp pivot from tradition reflects a broader trend in politics where populist leaders prioritize immediate and radical changes over conventional governance. 4. Rejection of norms in inauguration ceremony. Trump's inauguration itself broke from tradition, reflecting a blend of formal ceremony and campaign rally-style rhetoric. Such a combination would typically be seen as inappropriate for a presidential inauguration. However, this approach resonated with his supporters and reinforced his brand as an outsider challenging the status quo. This blurring of lines between formality and showmanship is a stark departure from historical norms and underscores a shift in how political ceremonies are perceived. 5. Public perception of criminality. The idea that a president could be convicted of a felony yet still serve as president is unprecedented and counterintuitive. Political history suggests that such a scenario would lead to immediate calls for resignation and public outrage. Instead, Trump's conviction for falsifying business records became a rallying point for his supporters, who viewed it as evidence of a corrupt establishment trying to undermine their leader. This reflects a significant change in the public's relationship with political figures and the normalization of criminality in certain political contexts. 6. Political landscape shifts. Trump's comeback reveals a deeper divide in American politics. While many believed the Capitol riot would be the end of his political career, it instead catalyzed a phase of increased polarization where loyalty to Trump became synonymous with loyalty to the Republican Party. The counterintuitive idea that an event widely condemned could lead to a stronger political identity for a figure like Trump suggests a fundamental shift in party dynamics and voter allegiance. 7. Narrative of restoration. Trump's campaign framed his return as a restoration of America, a concept that resonates deeply with his supporters who feel disenfranchised. The notion that a political comeback could be marketed as a return to greatness despite past failures and controversies is a significant departure from traditional political narratives where success is often tied to clear scandal-free history. These counterintuitive developments illustrate how Trump's political journey challenges established norms and expectations, reshaping the landscape of American politics in ways that many analysts might have deemed improbable. In analyzing the report on Donald Trump's return to the White House, several critical aspects often overlooked reveal the significant implications of his political journey and the broader consequences for American democracy. 1. The role of victimhood in Trump's narrative. One of the most important elements is Trump's strategic use of victimhood. While many observers focus on the legal troubles he faced, Trump's ability to frame himself as a martyr for his supporters is pivotal. This narrative resonates deeply within his base, allowing him to consolidate support despite facing serious legal challenges, including multiple felony indictments. For example, his characterization of the legal proceedings as politically motivated persecution effectively galvanized his followers, transforming potential liabilities into assets that bolster his claims of being an outsider fighting against a corrupt establishment. Significance: this victimhood narrative has far-reaching implications for political discourse in America. It not only enables Trump to maintain a loyal base but also encourages a broader trend where political figures leverage personal grievances to rally support, potentially undermining trust in judicial and electoral processes. 2. The impact of the January 6th insurrection. The report emphasizes that the January 6th Capitol riot was perceived as a severe threat to democracy. Yet Trump's ability to bounce back from this event underscores a troubling normalization of extreme political behavior. The fact that he could ascend to the presidency again after instigating an insurrection speaks volumes about the changing political landscape. Observers may miss how this event has shifted the boundaries of acceptable political conduct, allowing for a recalibration of what is considered permissible in the pursuit of political power. Significance: the normalization of such behavior risks eroding the foundational principles of democratic governance, particularly the peaceful transfer of power. It sets a dangerous precedent where violence and intimidation may become more commonplace in political struggles. 3. The use of loyalty as a political tool. Another critical aspect that deserves attention is Trump's emphasis on loyalty within his administration. His appointments and political maneuvers often prioritize personal loyalty over competency. As evidenced by his early pardons for supporters involved in the January 6th riots and the loyalty tests he imposes on his staff. This approach cultivates a culture of fear and obedience, discouraging dissent and critical thought within the ranks of his administration. Significance: this loyalty-driven governance can significantly undermine institutional integrity and effectiveness. By prioritizing loyalty over qualifications, Trump risks creating an administration that lacks the expertise necessary to navigate complex national and international issues, potentially leading to detrimental policy outcomes. 4. Immediate policy reversals and their implications. Trump's immediate actions upon taking office, such as pardoning individuals involved in the Capitol riots and reversing Biden's policies, illustrate a broader intention to reshape American institutions fundamentally. These moves are often glossed over in discussions about his political comeback. Yet they reflect a more aggressive strategy to entrench his vision of governance. Significance: the speed and decisiveness of these actions signal a potential era of heightened partisanship and political retribution. Such an environment could exacerbate divisions within American society, making bipartisan cooperation increasingly difficult and leading to a more fragmented political landscape. 5. The cultural dimension of Trump's comeback. The report also highlights the cultural undercurrents that facilitated Trump's return. His appeal to certain demographics, particularly among working-class voters and disillusioned Americans, suggests that his political narrative taps into deeper societal anxieties. The blending of entertainment and politics in Trump's approach often distracts from serious policy discussions, leading to a focus on spectacle over substance. Significance: this cultural aspect is crucial as it illustrates a shift in how political engagement and support are cultivated. It raises questions about the future of political discourse and the potential for a more populist personality-driven style of leadership that prioritizes charisma over policy knowledge and experience. 6. The future of the Republican Party. Trump's resurgence raises questions about the future direction of the Republican Party. His ability to maintain dominance within the party despite his controversial past indicates a fundamental shift in the party's identity. Many traditional conservatives may feel alienated while the party increasingly caters to populist sentiments and radical elements. Significance: this shift could lead to a realignment within American politics where traditional party affiliations may dissolve in favor of more ideologically driven movements. Such changes could profoundly impact electoral strategies, policy priorities, and the overall health of American democracy. Conclusion. In summary, the report on Trump's political journey from January 6 to his return as president encapsulates a complex interplay of narrative strategies and cultural shifts that are often overlooked. Understanding these dimensions is crucial for comprehending the evolving landscape of American politics and the implications for future governance. As Trump continues to wield significant influence, the consequences of his actions and the narratives he promotes will undoubtedly shape the political discourse for years to come. 1. Transformation of political capital through legal challenges. Trump's legal troubles, including multiple indictments and a felony conviction, were initially perceived as detrimental to his political career. However, they ultimately served to strengthen his image among supporters. Trump reframed these challenges as political persecution, portraying himself as a victim and martyr fighting against a corrupt system. This narrative resonated with his base, allowing him to galvanize support and emerge more powerful, illustrating a significant shift in how political capital can be transformed from adversity. 2. Impact of the January 6 Capitol attack on political dynamics. The attack on the Capitol on January 6, 2021 stands as a pivotal moment in Trump's journey back to the White House. Initially viewed as a catastrophic failure of democracy, the event became a rallying point for Trump and his supporters. The emotional and symbolic resonance of this event allowed Trump to solidify his base, with the subsequent narrative emphasizing themes of loyalty, resilience, and a collective struggle against perceived injustices. This incident underscored the deep political division in the U.S. and how it can be mobilized for electoral gain. 3. Aggressive policy reversals and institutional restructuring. Trump's return to the presidency was marked by immediate and aggressive actions aimed at dismantling the policies of his predecessor, Joe Biden. By pardoning supporters involved in the Capitol riot and issuing a flurry of executive orders, Trump signaled his intent to reshape American institutions significantly. This approach not only demonstrated his desire to restore his vision of governance but also reflected a broader strategy of utilizing executive power to enact rapid changes, further polarizing the political landscape. 4. Cultural and emotional appeal and leadership. Trump's ability to connect with his supporters on an emotional level was a crucial factor in his comeback. His rhetoric often blended humor with vitriol, creating a unique connection with his base that transcended traditional political discourse. Post-inauguration, he harnessed this cultural appeal to reinforce his narrative of a restoration and revolution of common sense, positioning himself as a leader who understands and fights for the everyday American. This ability to evoke strong emotional responses is a powerful tool in political mobilization and illustrates the evolving nature of political leadership in contemporary America. 1. Richard Nixon's return to politics. After resigning from the presidency in 1974 due to the Watergate scandal, Richard Nixon faced significant public and political backlash. Many believed his political career was over. However, Nixon managed to reinvent himself and returned to public life, engaging in international diplomacy and writing several books. In the 1980s, he became a respected elder statesman, offering insights on foreign policy and governance, demonstrating that political comebacks are possible even after significant scandals. 2. Bill Clinton's political comeback. Bill Clinton faced impeachment in 1998 over the Monica Lewinsky scandal, which led to his temporary fall from grace.
After leaving office,
he managed to rehabilitate his image and became a sought-after public speaker and philanthropist. His efforts in the Clinton Foundation helped him regain a favorable public perception, allowing him to maintain a significant influence in the Democratic Party and American politics, showcasing how an individual can recover from political turmoil. 3. Franklin D. Roosevelt's presidential comeback. Franklin D. Roosevelt faced immense challenges early in his political career, including being diagnosed with polio, which left him physically impaired. Despite this, he was elected governor of New York and later became president in 1932 amid the Great Depression. His ability to connect with the public along with his New Deal policies
helped him secure 4 terms in office. Roosevelt's journey from a debilitating illness and political setbacks to becoming one of the most influential presidents in American history illustrates the potential for extraordinary political comebacks.
Donald Trump's return to the White House on January 20, 2025 as the 47th president marks a significant chapter in American political history characterized by deep divisions and unprecedented events. His journey, starting from the January 6 Capitol riot in 2021, showcases a blend of resilience, controversy, and a unique ability to mobilize his base.
Key predictions for Trump's future. 1. Continued legal challenges. Despite his return, Trump faces numerous ongoing legal issues.
His presidency will likely be marked by continued investigations and court battles,
which could significantly influence his political agenda and public perception. Legal challenges may distract from policy initiatives and could lead to further polarization among supporters and opponents alike.
2. Aggressive policy reversal. Trump's immediate actions post-inauguration, including pardoning January 6 rioters and rescinding Biden-era policies, signal an intent to quickly reshape American governance. This pattern may continue, focusing on deregulation, immigration control, and a return to nationalist policies. His administration may prioritize a restoration agenda that appeals to his base. 3. Increased political polarization. Trump's comeback may exacerbate the existing political divide in the U.S. His rhetoric and policies are likely to galvanize both supporters and detractors, leading to increased activism on both sides.
Expect heightened tensions in Congress and state legislatures, with potential for more protests and counter-protests. 4. Impact on Republican Party dynamics. Trump's influence on the Republican Party remains strong, but his presidency could also lead to factionalism within the party.
As he consolidates power, traditional conservatives may clash with the more populist elements he represents, shaping future electoral strategies and candidate selections.
5. Foreign policy challenges. Trump's approach to foreign relations will likely pivot back to an America First strategy. This could involve renegotiating trade deals, reassessing alliances, and a more confrontational stance toward countries like China and Russia.
His administration may also focus on military strength and nationalism in foreign affairs. 6. Social media and communication strategy. Expect Trump to leverage social media and alternative platforms to communicate directly with his supporters, bypassing traditional media channels. This will likely include a mix of rally-style events and online engagement, reinforcing his image as a populist leader. 7. Economic policies and challenges. Trump's economic policies will likely focus on tax cuts and deregulation,
appealing to business interests and conservative economic principles. However, he may face challenges related to inflation, economic inequality, and the aftermath of the COVID-19 pandemic, which could impact his popularity.
8. Potential for a second term. If Trump navigates his legal challenges effectively and maintains strong support among his base, he may position himself for a re-election campaign in 2028. His ability to portray himself as a victim of political persecution could be a powerful narrative in a future campaign. 9. Cultural and social issues. Trump's administration will likely engage deeply with cultural issues including education policies, immigration, and social justice movements. His stances could further polarize the electorate, particularly on issues like race, gender, and LGBTQ+ rights. 10. Legacy and historical context. Trump's presidency will be viewed through the lens of the events surrounding January 6 and his subsequent actions.
Historians and political analysts will debate his legacy, particularly in relation to American democracy, civic norms, and the rule of law. This discourse may shape public opinion and political strategies for years to come. Conclusion. Trump's return to the presidency signifies not just a personal political comeback but reflects broader trends in U.S. politics marked by division and populism.
As he embarks on this new term, the implications of his leadership will resonate beyond his administration, influencing the political landscape, party dynamics, and societal norms in America. The future will likely see an intensified focus on legal, economic, and social issues, with Trump's actions and rhetoric continuing to provoke strong reactions from both supporters and critics.